Well, here we are again. This is Brother Peter with tidbits from the Word, and today we're going to finish up in Proverbs 31. We were talking about a virtuous woman, and because these two last tidbits of the Word are on the Proverbs 31 about a virtuous woman, and we ended up in verse 25 last time. And you remember we talked about the lady making fine linen or making something, doing something at home that would be used outside of the house and for even for personal gain to be added to the income in the house. And then we find out about that was her industry. Now we're going to talk about her character. We had talked about the respect of her husband, how her husband was respected because his wife was such a virtuous woman. People respected him and his wife, and we talked about her good works and her charity, how she had helped people. We talked about her household, how she took care of her household, and we talked about her uh, labors that she used. She used in just careless time. She just went on and didn't care. She just used her time for others. And now we're going to talk about her character. Her strength and her honor are her clothing, and she shall rejoice in time to come. You know something, everything doesn't happen for us immediately after we do something. Now her time to come is going to be maybe years. My wife and I have been married 48 years, and in 48 years, she's the last 6 or 8 or 10 years, she's beginning to reap from the harvest of that she has planted. Her children have come around and they call her a virtuous woman. They call her a glorious woman. They praise her. They're proud to be her children. They're proud to be the children of their mother. She openeth her mouth with wisdom, and in her tongue is the law of kindness. A wise mother. She's a wise wife. She's a wise mother. The wisdom is what she has taught the children. She has taught the girls to be virtuous. She has taught them to be homemakers. She has taught them to keep clean houses. And by the way, my wife has done excellent, very excellent. And all my children are married. My boys that are married to girls that do excellent. And my girls are married to men that supposedly do excellent too, and in many things. And this is a hard day we live in. There are many failures that come about nowadays. Now, her diligence and her labor, let's talk about that. She's been a diligent woman. My wife's been a diligent woman for 48 years, a very diligent woman. She's been diligent in everything she does. And she looketh well to the ways of her household, and eateth not the bread of idleness. Today, my friend, we have ladies that have failed. They sit in front of the television, they get caught up in daytime shows that portray a bunch of evil junk, that portray people not doing anything or anything. Look, you may be financially well set right now, and you say, well, I don't have to do anything. Yes, you do. You need to snap out of that, and you need to, if you've got more money you need, put it away or give it away. Help somebody else with it. Send it to the mission field. By the way, this is Brother Peter of Tidbits, and this is a Christian program, and I'm talking about following the Lord. I'm talking about people who have said to Jesus, I'm a sinner, forgive me of my sin, come in my heart and save my soul. And now we're living for God. And because of that, we need to shape up and treat our money right. Hey, if we could do things for the house and make us have some extra money, we could send it to some mission fields out on the mission field that more people would end up in heaven than's going to end up in heaven if you don't do your duty. And by the way, being a virtuous woman is your duty. It said, her praise and goodness. Now, godliness, excuse me, her praise and her godliness. Her children rise up and call her blessed. Her husband also and he prays with her. Hey, I can't. If I was to give my wife as much praise as I need to on here, some of y'all would say, "Well, that's sickening." I'm sick about that. That guy praising his wife. Well, I tell you what, I couldn't give her enough praise. There's not enough praise in the world to give my wife. She lived with me through 15 years of being an alcoholic, and she lived with me through some tough times. I'm telling you, some tough times now. I was a wicked, vile human being, and my wife stuck with me. She stuck with me through thick and thin. She dragged me through some places I never ever in a thousand years would have got through without her. And and now she has proven out to be even. Like I say, I just can't say enough about her. Favor is deceitful, and beauty is vain. But a woman that feareth the Lord, she shall be praised. My wife's been a nursery worker in the church that we go to now for something like 27, 28, 29 years on a regular basis. She doesn't get much of a chance to get into the church and listen to the preacher much. But I guarantee you, 5 o'clock in the morning, she's up reading her Bible. She reads the Bible through every year. She has her fellowship. She stays close to God. And by staying close to God, she knows how to act like a lady ought to act. There's quite a bit of difference, between a woman and a lady. You can be a woman and not be a lady. As a matter of fact, just today, as a matter of fact, I was looking at some shoe racks, and I said, these are kind of funny looking men's shoes here. Come to find out they're women's shoes. They were combat boots and just every kind of boot you can think of, and they were for women. They weren't for men. And this is what we've got into today. We've got women wearing boots and breeches and just appearing as men when they should be appearing as women. There's nothing more beautiful in this world than a lady well dressed like a lady ought to be. By the way, a lady with a dress down below her knees and well fit and look good is much nicer looking than a lady looking like she's headed out for the night to find some other man for some other reason. Verse 31, it said, give her of the fruit of her hands, and let her own work praise her in the gates. Now what he's saying here, gentlemen, treat your wife like a lady. Bring her home something once a week. Do something special for her once a week. Hey, if you're a man that never did dishes, make her fall dead someday. Do the dishes. If you're a man that never made the bed, make the bed one time and see. You know what she'll tell you? She'll tell you, I thank you, honey. I appreciate it, but please don't ever make the bed again because you can't make it good enough for her. And that's just the way it is. I can't do anything. I could wash all the floors, and she'd come home and get the mop out and wash the floors again. I can make the bed. She's going to make the bed again. I can do the wash. She nearly wash the clothes again. And so there's just nothing I can really do as a man, as in the woman's part of it, that would really make her happy at home. But it does make her happy now when I clean the lawn. And it does make her happy when this is a bad one for me when I clean the yard up a little bit. And so I do try, though, my best to make it a little heaven on earth for her, because she makes it heaven on earth for me. By the way, I mentioned earlier following the Lord. Jesus said, if you'll come to me, he said, I stand at the door and knock. If you'll open the door, I will come in and sup with you and you with me. Now, I've never seen a perfect home, but I've seen nearly a perfect home in a Christian's home. In a non-Christian's home, there's too much of this, more for me than you. But in a Christian home, it's usually the wife and the man are trying to do for each other. It's just like when we bring our paydays and we cash them, throw them on the table, pay the bills out of it. There's no your money and my money. It's our money. Well, this is Brother Peter, Tidbits.